and welcome to my channel, Hisame Artwork. Today I'm going to continue illustrating the Hisame OCL prize, and I'll pop out the chat. You guys want to write me anything? Okay, seems that only now I am live, so hi there and welcome to my channel, Hisame Artwork. Today I'm painting actually the 12th Hisame OCL prize. Hisame Original Character Lottery is an event I hold periodically for my fans to reward them for following me and just supporting me on social media. So like whenever I hit a milestone, like let's say 2,000 followers on Facebook, I do one of these events. And for this one, Helena Carlesi won, and she asked for a bat and flower and fruit combination. So what I wanna do is add some marigolds. So I'm gonna kind of take this reference image and add one to the illustration. Battery is low. Okay, let's get the cable. I have a Wacom Intus Pro medium size, and it can work wireless. I had before one that wasn't wireless. It's definitely a lot more convenient without the wire. There seems to still be an issue with the size of the brush. No, I can't paint this one. I will try and continue with the rest of this and try and do the bat fur. I'm gonna look at some reference. Okay. So first dark, then medium, then light. And it kind of has to be in patches. Okay, so I'm gonna do it dark. as you can see, it's going way outside of the space. I can't draw properly. What am I to do? Tip film, I don't know. Okay. Save this, I'm closing it. We'll try again. And actually I can delete the old ones. Like, I don't think I need them anymore. This is my most recent version. Okay, now it's a bit closer to what it should be. Now look again at the reference. So smaller in the back and the top and bigger. And not have too much overlap. And now with the lightest version. Hi Cass, Caesar, how are you doing? Please log in to set up Picarto TV so I can respond. I have to go to the website. And pop out. Mouse bin. Yeah, you can hear me good? Okay. Because last time I started the stream and I was talking for like 10 minutes by myself and I didn't know that my sound wasn't turned on. And so I was talking, and somebody at some point was like, are you saying anything? I think it was Anna. And I think it happened to you too as well, I suspect. My attempt at drawing fur. I don't usually draw a lot of fur, so now I'm kinda trying my hand on it, and here you can see on what I'm working on. Yep, it's a little fruit bat. Well, actually I think fruit bats are a lot bigger. Like usually the insect eating ones, insectivores, and the bloodsuckers are small. Usually fruit bats are a lot bigger because they can get like a lot of nutrition easier. Like the fox bat or something like that. Like that's the biggest one in the world, and it's huge. Like it's the biggest flying mammal. So I'm kind of trying to follow here the steps for this. Wish I had some kind of extra info on this. Like it doesn't seem to look like it's supposed to, so I'm kind of thinking I'm not doing something right, but live and learn, I guess. This is the first time I've tried to do fur this way. So I'm kind of trying to get that patch kind of texture. Like where's the little bat reference? Bat, there it is. And as you can see, he's got like little tufts of fur, and then you can see the shading, the shadow like in between some of the pieces of fur. So I'm gonna try and mimic that. Oops, wrong layer. So, how have you been, Caesar? How's it going? Like, is it Caesar or is it like Caesar? Because I imagine in the documents it's like Caesar. Like, I don't know if in Romania you can have like variants of that. Maybe in the little German communities, like. I have a foreign name, but it sounds just like a European name, and usually people don't write it well or mispronounce it. Okay, so you are Romanian, 100%. No weird variations of names. So I pronounced it correctly. Like usually when you want to do an online ID, like your name is for sure already had been taken by somebody else. So you gotta try and find some kind of variation on it that hasn't been used yet. But we have people called Superman and Spider-Man. Yeah, and those names are in India as well, like, and it's, you know, it's like the natural progression of things. Like, there are a lot of British names that are just misspellings of French names. Because they had the Norman conquest, and so a lot of names came from the mainland, and they were popular. So like British people started calling their kids like that, and it was even in nobility. Like they couldn't pronounce some things, so they kind of turned it into English variations of it. Like now, because a lot of people are Game of Thrones fans, the name Khaleesi started popping up. And you kind of have people calling their daughters Khaleesi. And like having a whole bunch of spellings that aren't like in the books, because they're not really that I mean they're fans, but they didn't take the time and effort to actually see how it's spelled. And also because it's a made up name. It's not a real name. It's not even a person's name in the films, in the books. It's like a title. It's like a word for queen. But it's what happens. It was funny because my name, in my dad's language, it means something else than what it means in the European language. And so when he went to register my name, he kind of had to have an argument with the lady at the registry office, and she was like, "No, no, no, you're putting the wrong spelling." And I was like, "No, you don't know my language. This is the correct spelling. You can check in a dictionary." It's fun. Like in a couple of 100 years, it's not gonna be an issue. It's gonna be a normal name to be named Batman and Superman and stuff like that. Nobody's gonna laugh at it anymore. Okay, drawing, blending there, his little claw. I'm not sure if this is the middle finger or the index. I think, yeah, I think this is the thumb. Oh, you're back. You have problems with the internet? Okay, blending here. I don't know why I'm feeling so dizzy. I'm sitting down. But usually when it's warm outside, I get a bit dizzy. My ears are getting kind of muffled. I'm getting like cotton ears. Yeah, it's the thumb. I'm gonna erase the extra there. I like generally avoid drawing animals. It's like not my strong suit, but like sooner or later I have to get a proper grasp of it. Like drawing realistic animals, I mean, because I do draw a lot of cartoony animals, but I don't draw realistic anything. Mostly because I'm not that big of a fan of the realistic style of drawing. Like, what I mean is there's so many wonderful, amazing photographers that I just don't feel I add much to the situation. Like maybe for drawing wild animals, it's a lot easier to paint them than to photograph them. Uh-huh. Yes. Okay. So it's your internet that is bad. I didn't know what was going on because like you disappeared some other times as well. And I was thinking, maybe his internet is bad. Wasn't sure what was going on. Because sometimes, you know, people get bored of what I draw and they leave, or their internet falls. I think I need to make it even thinner, and I think I need to use a pencil, not a blending brush. And I think I'll have to blend those a bit later on, and then use the highlighter and add some depth to it, and the volume better. But I think this is the kind of style of fur making that maybe looks better from the distance than a close-up. I watched some tutorials before I logged in. Man, must suck to have bad internet. Like, I don't know how you can have bad internet in Romania. Like, I remember it. I rarely had issues compared to how I have it here in the US. Like, I miss my Romanian internet. Like, I want to download a game and play it, like a big game like Witcher or something like that, and it just takes ages and ages and ages. Sometimes I can't watch movies if it's a live stream because it just clogs up. That's the feeling I get. It stops working, and then I have to wait until the internet comes back. And I'm on a university campus, so like you would expect the internet to be better here. And then maybe it might be like I live in a village. Well, they call it a town, but to me it looks more like a village. Like very few tall buildings aside from the judge's office, like the mayor of the city's office, and like that's the biggest building. But it's pretty nice and quiet compared to other places in Michigan. And there's a surprising amount of gang violence, or drug violence, whatever kind of violence, like in Saginaw and Flint, and they're a couple of hours away, so we're good. But still, it's weird to know that. And there's a place where we go get our cheese, and it's in Saginaw, and it's a pretty violent place, so it's weird knowing it could be dangerous to go get cheese. Well, we've never got shot at, so it's good. We're not living the full American experience. I like the fact that it's really cool now, and even though it's 3:30 for me, it's a cool day. It rained a lot the previous days. We did have some like pretty big floods, and like the streets were eroded, bridges fell, and they're still repairing those. And apparently there hasn't been a flood this big in over 20 years. So it caught a lot of people by surprise. But overall the weather is nice, it's looking up. Like we were thinking of going and visiting Mackinac Island again. Last time we went it smelled really bad. It was August. And it has a lot of horse-pulled carriages, which looks really nice but smells horrible. Like as a girl you wanna go like a princess and go around in a carriage, but you really can't do that. With a horse it smells really bad. But the island looks really pretty, so Mackinac Island. So like it looks really nice and fancy. And it has all of these historically repaired buildings. You have here pulled by horses. You have a lot of mansions. So this island was initially a fort, and they used it to claim the Michigan land from the Canadians, because initially it was Canadian. Yeah. And then they fought against the Canadians. And they say against the British, so they took the land from the British or something like that. I don't remember all the history kerfuffle. I've kind of always been more interested in Asian history. It's just a lot older and more rich. Although there are a lot of things that have been going on here with the Native Americans, like the more I read, and more interesting it gets. Like they had those those homes in the rock cliff by the Pueblo people or the Nazca, I don't remember exactly. Pueblo people homes. Let's see if I can get like, yep, so these inside the rock face. And these are what, 15,000 years old or 8,000 years old, anyway, super long, super old. And they had these like kind of the first apartment buildings, you can say, and they could support really large numbers of people. And they had granaries, and they had extensive trading networks, like, you know, Europeans, Asians, Africans. They had the Silk Road system. They had their own kind of little Silk Road system, and they were transporting goods really from coast to coast, really long distances. And they had really weird system of writing. I mean, they had several, but most of them have been lost. And one of them is with knots, and I don't know how you would write a sentence with knots and strings, but they somehow did that. Also, the Aztec system of writing hasn't been deciphered yet that well. I mean, I think they have some ideas, but uh, they haven't deciphered stories about kings and such on the stone face, to my knowledge. Like, I do keep out an eye for documentaries on BBC at the moment. BBC is kind of doing the best documentaries. Uh, National Geographic and Discovery have lost their touch. Like, History Channel really went under. They started doing a bunch of aliens and other nonsense, and the people that used to watch documentaries on History Channel kind of just stopped. Said it's too much stupid for me. And they kind of kept bringing that guy that is now in all the memes with the, it's aliens, dude. Aliens did the pyramids, aliens did humans, aliens did everything. And of course the Alien film with Prometheus was called, like, try to cash in on that. It was just overall a pretty crappy film, but I guess that plot point didn't help. Like, I wish the Indian museums were a bit more rich. Like, I don't know if I have anything to visit. I kind of googled, you know, around me, because there were a bunch of Indian tribes, but didn't find anything. Hi Anna, how are you? Can you hear me okay? I'm doing the fur on the bat, and I'm kind of trying a new system here. New technique, sorry. Not system, technique. I'm good. I'm glad I'm not dying of heat anymore. Like, it was so cold last night. I had to put what's it called? Plapuma in English. Cover on me because it was so cold. Oh, you've been to Bran? Yeah, it's a pretty nice castle. Um, I prefer more modern castles like Pelish. Like that was really interesting. It had the first heating and hot water system in Romania, so it was super fancy. It had an elevator. It was the first elevator in the country. Yeah. Like medieval times aren't that interesting, I think, because they're missing a lot of stuff. Though it's quite interesting to kind of see the documentaries about it. There were so many things that were going on. And a lot of things that I thought were pretty recent were like super old. Like living with rent, it was super old. Like I thought, living with rent is a modern invention, but no, it's been going on for centuries, even if maybe millennia. Like I found a lot of really cool documentaries on YouTube from BBC. I can say Tudor Monastery. So you have these you can Google Tudor Monastery Farm or Victorian Farm. I wrote farm twice. And there are a bunch of episodes about it. I wish BBC would do like farms for other countries as well, other cultures, but I suppose they're doing for the British because it's a British show. And it's easier for them to kind of send their work team to because they usually the archaeologists that work on this show and historians they like um, sit for a year and do all the stuff for a year. So if you were to go to another country for a year, it's a bit more difficult, because you're away from your family and stuff like that. But I guess they can, like, I don't know, take vacations or something like that and return home. Might be interesting if, like, Chinese are doing TV shows like this for their own country, but there's just such a language barrier between us that their shows don't get to us. Like, there's so many Chinese cartoons that just look amazing, and I find some of them on YouTube. I see touch on. There we go. That should be easier for me to draw. And I sometimes don't find the subtitles, or there are pieces missing, or I don't know, there's just a bunch of issues, and I never get to see the full show. And like some animations look so amazing. Like I've been looking for one for a while now and I can't find it. What was it called? I don't know. Amazing Chinese animation trailer. So yeah, Master Zhang and Six Kingdoms, and it looks amazing, but I can't find the animation. Like if you guys know about it, let me know. And also Spanish animations, like if I hadn't gone to the Animest, maybe because you're in Bucharest, Caesar, Animest, and they kind of show off a lot of animations from around the world. And I found Nocturna there. Nocturna animation 2007, I think. Yep. And it is a lovely animation, but like if you don't go to events like this, you're never gonna see them, because they just don't get into the Romanian or American market. Just move around in their own Spanish market maybe, and that's it. Which I think is too bad, but you know, maybe in time, like a truly global and international supplier would emerge and have more YouTubers having reviews done for foreign animations as well. Because I don't know, there's like such a blockage between cultures and languages. Like, I know there are a lot of Spanish speakers, but I just can't find any Facebook groups to share my comics in, because I translated one of the series in Spanish, and like even the person that translated them can't find those groups. I don't know. Maybe they're using different social medias. I don't know. Like, I know the Chinese have their own different, and the person that is translating my comic into Chinese, he's living in Malaysia, so he doesn't use the platform that is in China, and it's some Chinese version of Facebook. Oh, I have a button here. That is so convenient. I don't have to worry. Okay, so I'm gonna take the spray here and set this to multiply and kind of add depth to my character here. Is the paper still crooked? Yeah. And I'm gonna put it onto screen. Actually, should have been yellowish. I put the brush density super low, like I don't know why it's not removing part of it. Now where's multiply? Okay, and with purple I'm gonna of size the hole there. Too much. Like the scale here seems to be working differently than in Photoshop. I don't know why that would be a different measure for this. Just look like it has scales. Oh my, it's so bad. I'm gonna have to redo this, I think, at some point. That looks like a glossy, shiny. Okay, I'm definitely missing something. I'm gonna have to look at some other tutorials online. Well, it was a lot of work anyway, drawing hair, like you would layer it over and over and keep putting on layers of hair and then blending it again and then adding layers of hair again. Thank you, you're very kind, Caesar, you're very forgiving. I mean, I guess for a first try, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I can't expect it to get it right the first time. Like, even the people that were making the tutorial was like, you know, it took us a while. If it looks like crap the first time around, like, don't be too upset with yourself. Don't burn the painting. Just put it away and learn from your mistakes. And when this is gonna be printed, you know, on a large print, on a textile or something like that, because I do want to put it in my shop. These things are not gonna be as obvious anymore, because he's super small compared to the rest of the painting. I feel like the spaces in the fur should be less dark. Yeah. Like, it should be only in some places, not everywhere. At the moment, it's kind of everywhere. And so it kind of looks like he has scales. and it's mostly gonna be around the neck. You should have like holes and empty spaces around the neck, and I'm gonna try and do that. Not sure I got the cuteness factor right. Bats are generally not that cute when you actually look at their face. When you don't see their face, they seem really like cute flying mice. But like when you get close to your face, they're not so cute anymore. And when you want to draw them, it gets particularly challenging, I would say. Oh, you're one ugly bat. Only your mother could love you. But at least you're happy, you have a good attitude towards life, despite being so poorly made. You can still keep a smile. You have a lot of inner beauty, little bat. I'm gonna change with the grapes. Although now that I changed the settings for the tablet again, maybe now I can paint the marigold. Yeah, ugly bat has a beautiful soul. This is the darkest side of the leaf, so I should be able to make it a little bit darker. And actually this is going to be a lot lighter on the inside. There we go. I think it would be easier if I just use the brush tool. Try to add color to the side, but I don't know why it's painting in such patches. There we go, soft, much better. But I should actually use multiply. There we go. Much better, it keeps my line. Although now I think it's too much, but we'll blend it. And then I want to do some backlighting for this leaf, so in the end should get a nice dramatic effect from it. Oh, but I have grapes here I didn't blend. Okay. And that is definitely not round. I'm gonna try and round it up. And I'm gonna put some darker. I think it would be easier if I just put it on a different layer, the leaf. I think it would make my life easier. So I'm gonna have to chop this. There we go. I gotta zoom in. There we go. Control V and name this grape leaf. Leaves. Leaves. Okay. And so now I can go on the grape layer. this one as well. Try and make a smooth surface for the grape. I just saw the honest trailer for Ghost in the Shell came out, or at least got into my feed anyway. With I don't know how long ago it was made, but it was hilarious. Like, I love the guys from Screen Junkies. They have a lot of heart, and in the films they criticize. Like, they're not done in a mean way, just to get clicks by bashing somebody else's work, because it is a lot of work to make a movie, and whatever you feel about the end result, like, at least that amount of respect maybe should be given. But oh my god, for Ghost in the Shell, they did such a crap job. Like, they totally ignored the source material. Like, they dumbed it down a great deal, and for the fans of the original work, it's annoying. And it's not like, because in some movies there's a lot of stuff going on in the books, so you gotta cut some stuff out. If you don't see the new movie, you're not missing anything. Like, your life can go on just as well. And I really dislike it when they're so disrespectful of the original content, and especially when they don't get the right director, and they butcher the script. They butchered the film and the script stage. Like, the story for the new film is really dumb and stupid and annoying. It has nothing to do with the original. The characters are just horrible. How would they change them? They're just furniture, and it's Scarlett Johansson doing acrobatics and showing off her skin tight suit, and just nothing else worth watching. And I was super annoyed with that, and it was just Avatar: The Last Airbender all over again. Like, do you know Avatar: The Last Airbender TV series? And it just seemed to me like that whole disaster was happening all over again. Like, M. Night Shyamalan was a horrible choice. Yes, it's very shitty. Like, I tried to watch part of it and I just couldn't because it was so bad. And I then watched some reviews about why it was so bad, because initially I thought it was just, Shamalama is stupid and that's the end of it. But the problem is a little bit more complex than that. Cause the thing is, he was way over his head. Like, I didn't watch the um, interviews with him because I didn't want to see his face, because I was gonna yell at the screen like, "Ah, you monster! Hope you burn in the fires of hell." Um, So I didn't watch the none of the interviews, but the reviewer had watched his interviews, and he and there Shamalama um, confessed that he was overwhelmed. And the thing is that there's a difference between acting directors and drama directors, and some directors are good at some stuff and other directors are good at other stuff. Like I didn't initially put it two and two together, and then when the film was going to be interesting, I didn't put two and two together, which I felt kind of stupid for not realizing this sooner, because I'm a cartoon artist, and so you wouldn't put a cartoon artist to do a realistic painting, which has happened. I've gotten offers, hey, I pay you this money and you do my portrait in a realistic style. And I told her, I'm not a realistic artist. Like, even if I tried, because I haven't painted realistic since school, I'm gonna do a crap job at it and you're gonna look awful. So I'm sorry I can't do it, but I can recommend a friend of mine and she can do what you need. So the thing is that Shamalama is more of a drama art director, and Avatar: The Last Airbender just has a lot of action scenes um, that he simply completely destroyed and botched and did a crap job of it. And also, the CGI company that they employed was a cheap-ass, crappy one. Um, and there were just so many problems that were there, and like some of them weren't Shyamalama's fault, but since he's the film director, like everything's gonna fall on his head, and obviously he couldn't manage, to say no. This animation company is the CGI company is crap. Nickelodeon, please give me money to do with another company that can do the right job. And like, I don't know if Nickelodeon financed this or Universal. Oh, it was Universal, yeah. So there are another bunch of tight asses that don't want to spend extra money to do something good. And I know you, Caesar, you don't watch Game of Thrones, but for me, from an artistic point of view, it's very interesting, because they have several directors and they do different things. Like if they need to film an action sequence, like they had a lot of battles, and so they get a film director that is specialized in battles, and not just any battles, horse battles. Like they got one that directed films like War Horse or stuff like that. Like you get one who is really good at what you need. And the Battle of the Bastards, episode 9 of season 6 of Game of Thrones, got a lot of uh, awards because it was so well done. And also they have very good script writers. Like, I mean, there are issues obviously that occur. I'm not saying the Game of Thrones is perfect, but it's doing a lot of things very well, and so people come back to watch the show. They have had some snags, like one of the film directors, because they have so many, so they have like, at one point they had like 5 film units, like 5 teams filming content, because you have to get about 10 hours of feature film quality content in a year. And that is just amazing that they were able to pull that off. It's astounding. I don't know what other company can do that aside from HBO. And the producers, Dan and Dave, and they were so organized and they had the backing of the company to actually get stuff done. And at a pretty good quality at that. And cause like for Shamalama it took him 3 years and he did crap 2 hour long crap or 3 hour long crap, and HBO puts out for Game of Thrones 10 hours of high quality filmmaking where the dragons look like dragons and the wolves look like wolves and they move as you would expect these animals to move. And they have amazing battle sequences and they train the people involved, and so that everything looks as it should, and you have interesting battle sequences. And what did Shamalama do? Well, a lot of things did not work for him. Did not work out at all. And for Game of Thrones, like for one of the episodes, the film director that they hired, he decided to do something that would be nice and look nice on his resume, but did not work out at all for what was needed in the film. So it turned out to be really crappy and the fans were obviously upset. And you probably remember we talked about it, was the Arya escape from the assassins, the Faceless Man episode. I'm gonna try and smooth things out here a bit more. Try and get round pieces of grape. It's not very round at the moment. And that one, that's a bad color choice there. It looks like it has a hole in it. So I'm gonna change that. Does anybody here play Stardew Valley? I think I'm the only one. I mean, I know Kirani plays it, but she's not here. They've been teasing a multiplayer for a while now, still waiting on it. Anna, do you know Stardew Valley? Haven't heard of the game before. Oh, that's too bad. It's a really sweet game. Stardew Valley. Like, I never thought ever in my life that I would ever play a pixel art game. It's a farming adventure. Like, you can go and fight monsters, you can fish, you can grow animals, you can save the village, you can do a whole bunch of stuff if you want. I just love it. It's super adorable. It's exactly the kind of game I like to play. Kind of a fantasy farming game. Yeah, it looks very nice for a pixel art game. I'm more of a graphics oriented person, so I look to stuff like Bastion or Witcher or stuff like that. I don't usually even give a second thought to or a first thought to any pixel art game. But this one is so cute and just lovely, you know. The people say it's a mix between Harvest Moon and something else. I forgot the name of. I don't know those games because, you know, I don't play pixel art games. But this one was really nice and I quite enjoyed playing it. Oh, you don't play games? You know, I used to not play games at all either. Like, I used to play Age of Empires, Empire Earth, stuff like that. Like games that really didn't have much of a story. They just had a gameplay that I like, and I like strategy. I can't really play first-person shooters because I get motion sickness. Like Undertale, that's not big on graphics at all, and I think is decent. But yeah, I now that my husband, he likes to play a lot of video games, so he introduced me to a lot of games that were just amazing and I love them, and I can actually play them because the computer that I had before wasn't that good. But he had a good computer and he also got me a good computer, set it up. And now I can play games, that have amazing graphics and amazing stories, and we play games together now. Like, we really enjoyed playing Magica. Magica. Paradox Interactive. And it's just a lot of fun to play this game. I mean, it's a co-op. I don't know if it's as much fun to play alone. It's probably gonna be a lot more difficult to finish the game alone, so you can find, I don't know, a guinea pig to help you, a friend maybe. Probably be a lot more fun. Like, there are some things, some amazing stories, some amazing piece of art that is not in a medium that you usually consume. Like, I usually don't read books that much. I definitely am not into comic books. But with the Tapastic, like, I found some really awesome comic books there that I enjoyed. Do you know Gamer Cat? And also Awkward Yeti. You don't know Gamer Cat? Okay, let's take you to Tapastic. See all. It's gotta be somewhere in here. I think it's one of the first things I subscribe to. Yes, this is Gamer Cat, and I love it. It's so cute and fun, and it's just making fun of games. Games that I've played, games that I've watched walkthroughs on the internet, like Link and everything. It just makes fun of gamers in general. It's like has like 600 episodes, but you can sit down in a Sunday with tea and cookies, and you can just go and read all of them. Here, Gamer Cat got fat and was like trying to lose weight. It's super fun. I love it. Maybe it's not for everyone. Like, I gave it to a kid that is 7 years old and he doesn't play video games, so like he was not impressed with Gamer Cat. Like, you have to have a gaming knowledge, to get the jokes. I discovered Mula Mula thanks to her. Mula Mula, is that a game or what? Oh, gets attacked. Poof. Oh. Like, he tries to use the console to play games, but like at the Comic-Con somebody's keeping it busy or something, so he does the whole cat thing and then it's his now, he can play. And he gets friends and a whole bunch of other fun stuff happens. It's a smartphone app where you have to grow a fish but dies for nothing. Oh yeah, I remember it. Yeah, I was such a stupid app, I think. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. It seems like a horrible app in a horrible game. Okay, that's watercolor. Try and get a round grape. Come on, you can do it. You can be round. Nobody wants a bumpy grape. It's funny, try to kill your at the end. Try to get all the achievements. This I think is a game for bad pet owners. I don't know, it just seems to me. I wish I could have a cat again. Uh, I had to leave my cat behind when I came here. It's just so complicated to get your pet to another country when he has to like go for customs. Because, you know, not being in the European Union, I can't just, you know, stick the cat in the back of the car and nobody's gonna ask me questions. On contrary, you have to have like health certificates and a whole bunch of stuff for it. And I had the veterinary little book for my cat with everything, the shots and all the vaccinations, stuff like that, but um, it's not standardized, so the European one doesn't apply in America, so you have to pay extra taxes and get other shots or stuff like that and pay a whole bunch of other taxes and uh, yeah, kinda. And I couldn't keep the cat here where I lived anyway, because I live with rent, and so I had to abandon it. But maybe someday I can have a cat again. Yeah, I can always buy another cat. But I usually don't buy. I like to adopt, and I get a cat from a veterinarian or something like that. And a veterinarian that I know and like I can trust that he gives me a nice, healthy, normal cat. I think I got most of the grapes. Oh, I missed some in the middle here. Hey June, how are you? I'm continuing with the prize for the Hisame OCL, doing Eleanor's illustration. She won the event. I kind of remember the other day that I had won one of her art giveaways, so that was nice. Uh, Yeah, I mean, I lost the illustration because I formatted my computer and was like so long ago. And lucky me, Eleanor still had the illustration on her Facebook, and I got it back. I still have it now. Yay! She did one of my original characters for one of the big novels that I've been working on since forever. I've been working on those novels since I was in high school, so like 14. And those characters, and she did a illustration for me with one of the characters. That was nice. Yeah, like I don't know if I'm ever gonna finish those books because they're just so big, and I keep changing, and probably those are gonna keep changing as well. But I like to think that they're getting better. Why draw me again? Frankenstein looks like my Oh my god. Was he that into fitness? I don't know, Caesar, if you know, we have a Facebook group and we have art events there. And we have like these illustrations that we can do to kind of test our skills and try out new techniques. I think I gave you the link once. You went to the gym. Yeah, some of the shading on those grapes is not that good, and it's kind of a flat. It looks flat. Okay, so that one looks flat. I have to blend it. Maybe I'm not using the right brush. Use a smooth watercolor and then I'll blend it later. Because it looks like it's pretty bumpy. I didn't want to draw it as a wrestler and now it looks like him. Did you post in the group? Can go see it. What was this on? Okay. Go to the group. Where is it? There it is. I'll check it later. It's probably at the back of the group, and I gotta look for it in there. Okay. No, it's still the line art. Oh, okay. Then I will wait for the finished version. I can't do any at this time. I don't have time. Yeah, oh, poor June, because you have like a lot of projects, I imagine, from the companies that you had to work with. Have a lot of backed up work you need to finish. Yeah, and your arm's not working too well. Oh, poor June. Like, your right arm and your eyes are like the worst thing that can get problems, health problems in a artist. Like everything else can be falling off, but if you have problems with your arms, you can't do your work. It's no problem if you have a pain, you like you don't need to do the pages. Um it's no problem. Like people are not gonna go ape shit if you don't do it in time. Like they can understand health issues. I don't think it's that easy to draw with your feet, to be honest. Like it looks easy in the movies when somebody else does it, but doing it yourself, I don't think it's that fun. Or easy. It doesn't hurt when I draw, it hurts after. Oh, that's nasty. Well, I didn't blend that too well. try and find the reference image because that is helpful. And got creases, and then okay, the white part. Let's see if I can blend it now. Not too much, just a little, but I'm scared it can get worse again. What brushes I'm using to blend? The standard. I lost all of my brushes when I formatted the computer. I thought it would keep it, but it didn't. So I'm really disappointed that it did not do that. Yeah, it's working again. It had, I don't know when I started it, it had some issues, but now it's okay. I'm just, you know, enjoying the fact that it's temporarily working. I wanted to draw marigold at 3 o'clock, but it didn't work, and then I fiddled with the settings again, and then it worked. I don't know, it's just confusing when it wants to work and when it doesn't. I think it's more of a question of if are the stars in the right position than any settings or programming. I don't know what bug is dictating when it can work and when it cannot. Like Facebook telling you that the user is not available. What was the message? I wrote you in the end that I don't remember what the message was. We discussed this anyway, and then we talked about some other stuff, the page, and I mean it wasn't like there was something that I didn't get to tell you. I told you afterwards anyway. Wait, so I'm going to blend like this until I get to the darkest part in the middle here. And then light part again. And then blend. And it gets to the darkest part. And then light, but now the black part comes really close because it's at an angle. And then a light part again, and dark immediately after. There we go. and it has some spikes where the grain broke off. Okay. And I'm gonna code this and gonna kind of connect to that. And I have to do these white grains here as well. And I'm gonna do it with this brush. Okay, let's see if I can now blend it back in nicely. Cause it's kind of being kind of orangish on this side. Oh wow, those are really crooked and bad. Okay, I did not look down far enough. Okay. Darker colors here. This is gonna be kind of behind the sunflower, so it's not that big of an issue. But behind those grapes I gotta finish. Oops, I got out of line. And the dense watercolor brush. Kind of the shadow comes in. But here we have a lot of light colors because this part is lit, so I know the light is coming. Okay, I am going to use the dense watercolor brush. That was the brush, I forgot what it's called, watercolor brush, and that was dense brush. And now I switch to the watercolor brush. And it's 5 o'clock and I have to go, and I didn't do much, but it's just a lot of details now, getting everything and actually there's not much light coming from it because I have it illuminated on that side more than the other, and I have a different lighting in my illustration, so I'm kind of having to do some of the stuff through guesswork, I guess is the right word. So having to do some things that I don't have a very good reference for. You're welcome, Caesar. Thank you for coming. Hope you've enjoyed watching. Also, June and Anna, thank you for joining me as well. I will do some of this illustration by myself as well, just to speed things up, so that next time when I work on this, I'll have more done and there'll be more for you guys to watch and see. Where's the other reference? Okay, so I close that, as I still want to add some eggplants and some marigolds. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Bye bye.